Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Wednesday. Today we're going to do some writing in our brand new for the month of March, Read and Write Like a Rock Star packet. So go ahead and grab this. You're going to need this for today. It's the dark green one. It says March on the front and has a leprechaun on it. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you and show you the book we're going to work in today. So it looks like this. And it's dark green. Like I said, it says March on the side. It's got a leprechaun, kindergarten, read and write like a rock star packet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn a couple pages back. This is our checklist that we mark off. We're going to do the first story in our book. It's called Leprechaun, and it's all about leprechaun, right? So I guess that we need to take a look before we start. Take a look at some of these pictures here. Make the reading really big so we can see it together. Okay, so I'm looking at the pictures because pictures always help us to figure out what we're reading about and they'll give us some clues. Okay, so let's use the pictures and see if they give us any clues. So I'm taking a look here and I see a leprechaun singing. I see a leprechaun reading a book, sleeping, and waving. So singing, sings, reads, sleeps, and waves. Okay. Now we have a great big brand new word that's huge, leprechaun. So we're going to have to try and remember that when we see it. Okay. All right. So Mrs. R is going to read the story. And if you can read along with me, that would be great. But I do want you to use your pointer finger and point to each word as we read. Okay. So get your pointer finger ready to go and let's try and read it. Now I know this is a sight word that we have, the word thus. We shall be able to read this together. Here we go. The leprechaun, that's that great big word, sings. So let's read it again. The leprechaun sings. What's the next one? The leprechaun reads. See a pattern here. The leprechaun sleeps. And the last one. The leprechaun waves. Oh my goodness. So he sings, he reads, he sleeps, and he waves. It's a very busy leprechaun, isn't he? All right, now let's look at our questions down here at the bottom and see if we can figure out the answers. The first question is, what does the leprechaun do first? So what does the leprechaun do first? What's the first thing he does? Let's read this first sentence again and see. The leprechaun, what? What does he do? He sings. So what does the leprechaun do first? He sings. Let's write that word. S, I, I'm copying it right from here. N, G, S. He sings. So I'll give you a minute to write that in. S-I-N-G-S. He sings. Number 2. What does the leprechaun do last? So he is singing first. What does he do last? Let's read that sentence again. The leprechaun, that big word, waves. So he waves. That's what he does last. He's singing first and he waved last. So what does the leprechaun do last? He waves. Write that word right here on the line. W, A, B, E, S. Waves. Mhm. Now, if you're still writing your words in, go ahead and press pause. And then when you're all done, you can continue on with this again. All right, let's turn the page. So we've got some things we're going to do here today on this page. We have some reading, and some writing, and some cutting, and some gluing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace our sentence and then we're going to read it. So let's go ahead and trace all of our letters and the words. Notice they put a finger space in them. That's very good. Here's that great big brand new word, leprechaun. Leprechauns are kind of like little elf people. And they make shoes for the fairies. That's what the Irish people say. So think your space here. And so they say that the fairies pay the leprechauns in gold. So the leprechauns put their gold in a pot at the end of the rainbow. And so it's said that if you can find the end of the rainbow and find the leprechaun's pot of gold, you can keep it. Supposedly there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. All right, so let's go ahead and read the sentence together. Here we go. Let's point to the first word. Ready? There's that new word, leprechaun, and can sing. The leprechaun can sing. So here's a picture of the leprechaun singing. So let's see here. I kind of like this picture here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a background behind my leprechaun. Okay. And maybe I'll put some clovers down here, some 4-leaf clovers down. And then maybe I'll make his pot of gold. Okay, kind of like this. And he's got all these gold coins inside. And they're golden. And yeah. And then maybe I'll put the rainbow coming down like this. Because it's supposed to be at the end of the rainbow. That means I'm going to have to get my eraser out because I can't have lines going through my rainbow. Let's see. Here's my eraser. Okay. So I'm going to take those lines out. I have those rainbow. There we go. All better. Okay. So maybe I'll make one more 4-leaf clover. They say if you can find a 4-leaf clover, it's lucky. And you know, we need 2 things for a rainbow. We need to have sun and we need to have rain. That's why they call it a rainbow. Okay, so I'm going to color in my picture. Now your picture doesn't have to be as detailed as mine. I just happen to like coloring. So I like to add a lot of details to mine, but you may just put like something simple. Like maybe you'll just color in, he's out in the Ireland in the field somewhere singing with his other leprechaun friends. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do that. But you don't have to make your pictures detailed as Mrs. R's. Like I said, some of us really enjoy coloring. So it's kind of fun for us to color all these pictures. So it just depends. So if your picture is more simple than mine, then when Mrs. R is taking too long coloring the picture, you can always pause it, or you can fast forward through the coloring part. Okay, so I'm just doing my colors of the rainbow. Like this. So red, orange, yellow, green, purple. And there's actually in between the blue and purple, there's called indigo, which is a mixture of both, but I'm not going to put that in my rainbow. So mine will be a little bit different. But you'll notice this month, everything's going to be rainbow. Even our classroom, because our classroom's decorated kind of in a rainbow theme this year, which is kind of fun because I love rainbows. Okay, so I'm going to color the golden coins. And I'm going to color the pot black. This. There's some of the shamrocks. They call these, we call them clovers, but I think you can also call them shamrocks. I wish I called them shamrocks. So if you can find a 4-leaf clover or 4-leaf shamrock, it's supposed to be lucky. So I've never been able to find one. And I used to look when I was a kid, I would go down and sit in the grass and look really closely at the grass and see if I could find one. But I have yet to find them. So I guess they must be pretty rare, you guys. But if you find a 4-leaf clover, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to pour this in. Just add some, because I think the picture of the leprechaun singing is pretty good. So I don't think I could do better than that. So I'm just going to add some details to my picture here. And then the rain. Water, the rain is made of water, and water is actually clear, although it looks like it has color, but it really doesn't. But I'm going to make it that color just so we can tell what it is. Color in my sun. Color the rays of the sun. And then I need to color out the color. I'm going to color his top of his hat. And then I'm going to color the buckle golden. And the shoes, the buckle is golden. And then I'm going to make like his beard. And then looks like he's holding, oh, he's holding sheet music. All right, so I'm going to give him a green outfit. Green coat, green bow tie, and green pants. And then he's going to have striped green and white socks. Like that. And then I'm going to color this part. And then some color. This. And then I'll just leave the paper there. I think I've got all my picture. I hope you guys have your picture done. If you're still working on your picture, then you can press pause until you're all ready. Okay. So we read our sentence, the new word leprechaun and sing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down here at the bottom and we're going to cut out these words. Just cut straight across just like that. And straight across, just like that. And straight across like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my words. Now I know that you guys might cut a little bit slower than Mrs. R, and so what you can do is you can press pause on my video until you get all the words cut out. So that's kind of up to you if you want to. Okay, so here is my picture, and then I'm going to lay out the words underneath, and we'll see if we can figure this out. Now, a couple of clues that you can notice in these words is if you see a word that has a capital letter at the beginning, chances are it might be at the beginning of the sentence. Okay. And another clue, if you see a punctuation mark, like a period or a question mark or an exclamation mark after a word, that might give you a clue that it's at the end of the sentence because that's where the punctuation goes. Okay. So let's look for some of those clues as we go through our words here. So I have leprechaun, sing, can, the. That doesn't make sense. We need to say the leprechaun can sing. Let's see here. Let's go and take a look. So we're looking for a capital because remember at the beginning, the first letter of the word is capitalized. Does this look the same like this? And what does that word say? That word says, it's one of our sight words, the leprechaun. We're looking for that great big new word. Oh, there's that great big new word. There's lots of letters, leprechaun. The leprechaun. the leprechaun can, I'm trying to do this as the C at the beginning. This one? Or this one? This one, right? Can, and then of course you see this word here. You see the period at the end of the word? That gives you the hint that this is the last word because punctuation like periods and question marks and exclamation marks go after the last word in the sentence. So there we go. Let's go ahead and read it together. Okay. Are you ready? All right, let's get our pointer finger and let's read together. Here we go. The new word leprechaun can sing. The leprechaun can sing. So we got our first one done today. So let's go ahead and do our little checklist here at the beginning. Let me grab my green. Here, this figure so we can see which one we did today. We did this one, the second one. Leprechaun comprehension, and we did the writing too. Okay, here we go. So we mark those off. Our first set down in the book for the month of March. Whoa, let's back that up a little bit. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed working on some reading and writing with Mrs. R today. We read about a leprechaun that can read and take a nap and do all kinds of fun things. And we did some coloring with some fun pictures and some cutting and gluing. So make sure that you practice reading these passages to someone else and show them all the awesome art you're doing. All right. So I hope you have a great day and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye, everybody.